Hey guys, this is a little bit of a different video, at least in the pattern we've been doing for a while. And I do try and bring in different content, although bringing in that different content definitely does take a lot of time versus just that pattern content. And I just wanted to present this resource. So this is I want to say I'm pronouncing it right, cardmaven.com. Slash Pokemon over here for the URL. And I don't really use this. I haven't messed with this tool yet. Maybe I'll do a video and see if I agree or disagree with what they deem as how much are your Pokemon cards worth. But what I do use this for, at least when I'm making my my card sit-in videos, try and make sure I use the right cards, is I like to make sure I get the sets right. And it's actually really easy. It's done chronologically by year, so it'll have the newest set up top, and you just go down. And so when I'm looking at my cards, I'll actually look for the year of the card if I don't recognize the symbol off the bat. And the card might say, oh, it's a card from 2014. I'll scroll till I see the 2014s. I'm in the 2014 categories, and then I'll see what the symbol is, and then I'll see a boxing glove, and I'll be like, oh, 2014, this is the symbol. This card is from the set Furious Fist. And while I was doing that actually today, I was like, it would be a good little video, just something real short, besides also presenting cardmaven.com, which to me has been a really useful tool, at least with the sets. I haven't really used it for anything else. I'll have to take a look. It seems to have quite a bit of other resources to it. I think mainly into selling cards, but this has been a good guide, in terms of seeing your sets. Then it dawned on me, though, too, what I thought was kind of crazy when I was doing this today. The amount of sets there are for certain periods of years. And what I'm getting at, and this is for the OGs, and then for some reason it has some McDonald's break-off sets at the bottom, but for the OGs, the original series, which, if you start with 1995, for 5 years, we only had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sets. That's if you include Wizard Black Star promos. They're sort of a set in a sense. They're more of something that kind of just came along as individual cards, although it's kind of a set. At least in this era, it's kind of a set versus being individual cards. And base set 2 is a set, but base set 2 really isn't any different than base set 1. So, as kids, this is all we really had was these. And, it wasn't until 4 years later that Jungle came out, and then it was a whole year after that Fossil came out. And then base set 2 was nothing new for us. We just called it second edition as kids versus first edition. And if it had a first edition base set 2, we called it third edition because we just added them together. And then, of course, Team Rocket. I would say Team Rocket. I remember Team Rocket being a huge deal in terms of sets. Just then you had Dark written in front of the Pokemon, and because none of the other sets had like base Charizard written in front of it, or Jungle, Scyther, or Clefable, or anything. They just had the set symbols. Then we get the Team Rocket series, and then you had Dark, Dragonite, and Team Rocket. That series was, in my opinion, as a kid, for nostalgia for me, was a way bigger set than base set, and that's why one of my goals is to buy a booster box, or maybe even first edition booster box of Team Rocket. But we'll continue to go up. These sets, it's interesting that they're separated. I mean, I guess because they're done by original series and gym series, but they're in the same year pattern. Gym series was pretty cool because they had the little trainer, the coach, at the bottom of the card, and it would say like Misty, Seadra, or like Brock's, like Onyx or something, or Lieutenant Surge's Raichu. So it was really cool. It had kind of like that extra, from the show, and extra add-on. And then Neo Genesis came out, and it feels like when Team Rocket came out, it seems like they really had to make up for the lackluster of the older sets, or I guess really older set. A lot of people consider this all kind of one generation of Pokemon cards right here. I I wouldn't put Team Rocket in the original series. I would put Team Rocket more with the Gym series, and then I would say, of course, yes, all the Neo series is all one series. What's really funny for me is I completely missed out on Legendary Collection. I don't know what happened because I was in it, Pokemon heavily from here to here, and then I somehow missed this, and somehow got right into the E-Card series, and then Ruby and Sapphire the game came out, and that was pretty much it. But yeah, you can see E-Series was a small little collection. So it's only basically a 1 year run, and that was the last of WotC, Wizards of the Coast, being the creator, and then it started to transition over. I was pretty much out of it after this, but you can see that there's really not that many sets per sort of year group, right? Um, Keep in mind, this is a multitude of 5 years right here, and that's going to be important in a second, and you'll see why. This is a period of 2 years. This is its own little thing. I don't know how I missed that when I was growing up, because I own none of these. I didn't start seeing Legendary Collection series until I went into buying Pokemon cards, the past 2 years via eBay and other people's collections. I was a part of this, but I think I was only a part of. No, I was a part of all of it. I got in around here, and I started to teeter out around here. I do really wish I would have bought way more of these, and then I wasn't in it at all. And so this is 2003 to look at just this 1 year run, 2003 to 2004. Look how many more sets you're talking about in 1 year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's just in 1 year. None of the other sets were like that in a 1 year time frame. Neo Destiny was our closest thing we had. That's only because they slipped in Southern Islands, and that's such a small set. Nothing else was like that. Original series, this was a 5 year span, and that gave us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Really only 5 if you don't include Wizards, and Team Rocket really was more in this category. So, yeah, just after 1 year, Pop Series 1, I have a few cards from it. I think I've got 1 or 2 cards from it. To me, this is a really interesting series. It's a very small run series. Team Rocket Returns, I do remember that coming out, but I wasn't in it. I just heard about it, via, basically, the news. But yeah, they haven't deemed this a different generation yet. We're still on the same generation. This is the X Series generation. Look at how many more sets that is. Okay, and that's why this website's really useful, because I can't keep up with all of these sets. And then you come into another set, don't include this, so 2007 to 2008, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 sets in 1 year. You can see why it's really important to try and keep up with all of it, or at least to have this keep up with it. And as I said, it's best just go from year, from top to bottom, and then you can just use the symbol to the right, and then you actually get the set that's from. I don't think really the sets get any larger than that, though. I think all the sets kind of remain about 10 to 11 sets per time frame. And there's tons of sets that I haven't seen. I don't think I've seen any Unleashed. I don't think I've seen any Trainer Kick, Gyarados, and Raichu. I don't think I've seen any Heart Gold and Soul Silver. All these would be cool sets, and of course, there's people out there who are trying to literally collect them all. Man, they technically even re-released technically a base set, black and white base set. I think I've seen or have had a couple of Merging Powers pass through my hands. I think I've had some Next Destinies. Uh, some of these symbols are creative, some of them not so much. Definitely have had some Plasma Freeze. Um, Plasma Blast was based around Genesect, so that's the Genesect head. Man, that's just nuts. Flash Fire through some Charizards. There's a couple of these here and there. I don't think I've seen Double Crisis. That's interesting. I don't know what that's based around. And then of course there's a huge blow up in sets again. That's a huge amount of sets for one time frame, and you can see how the time condenses in terms of how many sets there are. And I would say it's been really, really, really bad recently. You get 2017s to 2018s, and there's a massive run of sets to include into 2019s. And you guys see where we're going with the 2020s into the 2021s. And who knows how this would have been if it wasn't for coronavirus, how many sets there would have been. It is just an insane amount of sets, and so obviously it's really hard to keep track, and I really suggest you know, check this website out. There's more out of it than just this, but this is, I just want to explain how I've learned to try and keep track of everything. I will try and test this out later, and I believe you can even dive deeper. Let's just check real quick while we're on it. So I want to see Double Crisis. If you click on it, if you click on whatever set that you want to look at, yep, it shows you what cards are in that set with a picture, whether to expect it to have a holo of it. I don't know what the see-through star is, maybe just because it's an EX card. I think that's why that's like that. But yeah, definitely a very useful tool. That's a really cool set in my opinion. I strongly recommend it, whether you're trying to find a specific card, whether you're trying to, yeah, the holo, they have a legend at the bottom, rare holo, EX. So I wonder what it does if you're on something that has a bunch of different types of cards. And what I mean by that is, let's see here, I think I want something that has like a hyper rare or something in it. Let's just check. This is too, I mean they have hyper rare, so I'm looking for dang, I guess let's just try, let's do Burning Shadows. And larger set. What do they have for its legend? Oh, so they use a U, I believe, for ultra rare. So you got a legend at the bottom, so they've got secret rare, they've got rare holo GX, rare ultra, rare holo, rare. So yeah, standard full set, parallel set. Not certain what that means. But yeah, really useful tool. I suggest you check it out. Let it help you in terms of finding what you need or what you're looking for, how to get to a specific card, or just trying to figure out the sets your cards might be from. Because a symbol in a year really doesn't tell you unless you have a little guide to it, and that's what I use this for. So I really hope it was really helpful, and now you know how I've been able to keep track of things as sets have been coming out way more than I've been around for this hobby. Thanks. Bye.